What do you think of Spencer now? Whispered Thomas.
Too much puff and not enough steam.
Hello YouTube, ExpressMe64 here, and today I'll be talking about something that's very dear to my heart, that being Season 7 of Thomas and Friends. Now, Season 7 isn't like your normal season. It was the last season of the classic series, and it was the last series to have music composed by Mike and Jr. Well, that is if you were in the UK when it premiered. You see, UK viewers, they got original music by Mike and Jr. However, in America, this was during the time of the hit takeover. So we got brand new music composed for Season 7 that was used in Season 8. Now, this is kind of weird, since if you want to watch the normal, like the true Season 7, you have to watch the UK version. But Season 7 in the UK is narrated by Michael Angelus. Now, I'm not against Angelus. He's a fine narrator and all, just I'm not really used to his style of narrating since I'm an American. I'm used to like George Carlin and all that. And like, I've seen some of Michael Angelus' work, and the first way I was introduced to him was in my New Friends for Thomas DVD. Now, Michael Angelus's narration in Season 7 isn't the best. You see, his voice is a bit like nasally and graspy, and I think it has to do with like old age or whatever. But his narration in Season 7 isn't the best. Now let's go into the US, where we get narration by Michael Brandon. Now, Michael Brandon is a fine narrator, but one thing that people kind of have a problem with, and me too, is that he likes to yell a lot. I don't know why, but he just loves to yell. And at least with Michael Brandon, he tried to give characters their own unique voice, but Michael Angelus, he basically has the same voice for everyone. But Michael Brandon, he tried to give each character their own unique voice. Sometimes that didn't work out, like with Rheneas, probably his most infamous voice. Now, the reason I like Season 7 is because, not because of nostalgia or anything, but I genuinely think that there's some hidden gems in the series. My favorite episode of the series has to be Gordon and Spencer, and that has to be in my top 10 favorite episode.
Who are you? This is Spencer. He's the fastest engine in the world.
I just love it so much because it's the first time you get to see Spencer. And I don't know why, but I really love the scene where they're on the hill. And then I love Spencer's introduction where the camera just pans out. I always thought that was so cool. Now that's not to say that the season wasn't full of like horrible episodes. When I recently rewatched the series, I wasn't looking forward to the narrow gauge episodes. And that's because the narrow gauge runaway episodes were some of the worst written in the series. Well, I don't want to say some of the worst, but some of them they were kind of bad. Like the old bridge comes to mind. That's probably one of the worst examples of Scarlowi's character. Like, Scarlowi, he's not this timid, shy kid. That's Percy's job. But this episode, it kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth. And Rheneas, he's kind of rude to Scarlowi. Like, he's not the best in his character here. And then we have episodes like Trusty Rusty, where Duncan gets the blame, but his drivers should get the blame, since they're the ones that did the entire thing. But enough complaining about the narrow gauge rolling. Now, the episodes are good and all, but how about we talk about the music in the series? The music now there are 4 composed songs, I guess, the sing-along songs. I believe they were the whistle song, Salty, There Once Was an Engine Runaway, and 5 New Engines in the Shed. And I guess Engine Roll Call if you count that, but I don't. Now, my favorite one in this entire thing is 5 New Engines in the Shed. That has to be one of my favorite sing-along songs so much. Probably because it came on the 5 New Friends for Thomas DVD, and I would just play that song over and over. Purely because it introduced some of my favorite characters like Murdoch and Arthur, which are fan favorites to this day. Like, go on Twitter or anything, you'll see a lot of people like talking about Murdoch and Arthur, myself included. I Express Me 64. Then we get also really good songs like the Whistle Song, Salty, and There Once Was an Angel and Runaway. 3 really good songs, but for my money, I believe 5 New Engines in the Shed will always be the best song out of the 4 from season 7. Now at the beginning, when I said that the themes from Mike and Jr. weren't in the United States, it kinda sounded like I didn't like them. Well, that's far from the truth. The themes produced for the United States audience were beautifully orchestrated. I love some of the themes in this season, like Emily's theme. But if you want to watch the season and how it was intended to, you have to watch the UK. Now, the season introduced some fan favorite characters like Spencer and Emily, which are still used in the show to this day. There's also Murdoch and Arthur, which are fan favorite characters. We also got Fergus, which is another fan favorite character that not a lot of people talk about, and I'm kind of sad about that. Also, I believe it was this season where Jack and Pack was released. I believe they were released during season 7. Not released, but like filmed during season 7. That's why they have like the same cameras and all that. I shall probably talk about another day. Now at the beginning, I was talking about the UK and the United States dub and how they're different and how I prefer some episodes over others. Well, that's because I made an entire list of which episodes I prefer with the United States dub and which episodes I don't prefer in the UK dub. There should be a playlist, if I remember to make it, where it'll have the episodes in my viewing order of which narrations I prefer for which episodes. Now, I prefer most of them in the United States dub because Michael Angelus's voice is just a bit unbearable for some of these episodes. And Michael Brandon's voice is just fresh and all that, and it's really easy to just listen to it. So there should be a list in the description of the episodes, or there should be a link to a playlist. But yeah, that was my take on season 7 of Thomas and Friends. A weird season, a peculiar season, but nonetheless it was strange. Oh yeah, one thing before we go. There's this debate that people like to say that it's not in the classic series and that it's in the new series, and it has divided the community in half basically. Well, in my eyes, it's in the classic series. Reason being, it's the last season in the classic series. Look at the UK, it has original music by Mike and Jr. Like, it's a classic series season. Sorry to break it to you guys, but it's in the classic series. Well, Express Me 64, signing out. Farewell.
Good, snorted James. It will make me readier than ever. I'm such a splendid engine. Oh.